There's no exceptions at airport security. Guy. Remove all electronics bigger than cell phone. Me. Are you sure? I have a lot of video equip. Guy. Interrupts louder. Remove all electronics bigger than a cell phone. Me. Opens bag. I'm gonna need about 4 more bins please. Guy. Gives me a frustrated look and puts my full bag through the scanner. Ah, that sweet, sweet false sense of security. The number of times I've been like, are you sure you want me to do that because it will be inconvenient for you? Hold up the line, and TSA has magically decided it's not a problem anymore. What irritates me is that each airport has its own rules. I would get ready for a new airport, based on the last airport, and would have to do things differently. Should be standardized so that doing the same things is required for all airports. I was randomly, aka you bought a ticket 2 days ago, selected to be checked for explosives residue while boarding to fly internationally to the US. They said they needed to wipe down all electronics from my carry-on bag. I tried to confirm, but they insisted. 2 laptops, 2 laptop charging cables, 2 mice, 4 cell phones, 2 digital camera bodies, 3 spare camera batteries, 6 camera lenses, 4 USB wall chargers, 8 USB cables, 2 portable batteries, 4 SD cards. They tried to tell me about halfway through they had enough. But I just kept pulling items out and telling them sorry, no, this also had electronics inside it. Can't take a penknife through security. Go through security to a bar and order a steak. Get given a steak knife. You can't make it up. In India, they were losing their shit on an obvious tech IT guy who was carrying a lot of electronic equipment. I mean, my flight was in 4 hours, so it just amused me to see their annoyance at them making him take out everything. Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to. Hey. Airport security. The best one I had was when I was about 15. My sister and I had to fly somewhere. Don't remember where. And my mum was dropping us off. First I had a small knife on my keyring that I forgot about. They totally missed it and let me through. When my sister went through, they told her she couldn't take her pocket knife. Which reminded me that I had a knife. So I told them about it. Obviously we both had to give up our knives. So we both gave them to Mum, who promptly put them both in her handbag. Then after we'd scanned everything and put our shoes back on, my mum said, "They've never flown before. Do you mind if I take them to the gate?" And they let her through without scanning anything or even putting her through the metal detector. At this point, remember, they literally just watched her put 2 knives into her handbag. Now obviously 2 nerdy teenage kids and an obliging middle-aged mum aren't the most threatening of characters. But after all the crap they've put everyone through at airports for the last 20 years, this really drives home the whole security theater idea. It's not security. The TSA/SSHOLES missed 95% of the bombs and weapons during a 2015 test. 95%. It's security theater. FM. The other day I went through with my girlfriend. The metal detector went off for her. Not the X-ray. She never went through that. Just the metal detector. They waved the wand around her and assumed it was her bra hooks that sent it off, and then just let her through without checking further. If that doesn't tell you how easy it would be to just tape something to your back and go through, then I don't know what does. Security theater through and through. Isn't this just a dumbed-down copy-paste of one of the top stories on this sub? The TSA people at SFO are the rudest, most bitter, biggest boss I've ever encountered. Like, sorry your life went so badly, you work for the TSA, but don't take it out on us. I bought a multi-tool that doesn't have a knife that I keep just for air travel. Sometimes TSA looks at it for a very long time, bringing in other agents to look at it before deciding it's okay. Even so, it does have scissors, which is really two tiny blades. NFI. Not my story. But my professor got a whole crew fired at an airport in the late 90s. He was bringing back a hand grenade that contained mummified human remains in it. Physical anthropologist that studied ancient DNA told people from the moment he got into the airport right through security about the damn thing and tried to show anyone permits for it. No one bothered to check either the grenade or the papers. He got all the way on board and asked the stewardess to safely put it in the lockbox all planes have on board. She notified the pilot, who notified the boss, who got everyone that was working that day. Says flight crew and pilots fired. TSA is completely rational if you reimagine their mission. TSA is there to placate the insurance industry enough to allow the system to circulate. TSA is not there to protect meat. TSA is there to protect metal. You are target densified in serpentine Ks outside the protected area. TSA is not there to protect you. You are the threat. I travel with 2 laptops and an external USB monitor in my backpack. Add the shoes and coat. We're looking at 5 bins. Back in college, I went on vacation with my parents. I was in the middle of my thesis project, which was creating a microcontroller-controlled linear magnetic accelerator. It has a common name that I'm sure people would love to say they're bringing through the airport. I specifically was working on the control circuitry for triggering the accelerator. This involved a protoboard, some chips, an SSR, and a microcontroller. It looked exactly like a bomb you'd see on TV. Not only did it look exactly like it, it was nearly all the components you needed to make one minus the explosives. I was not optimistic about it being allowed through, but I really wanted to make progress on the project. To make matters more fun, I had forgotten a portable battery-operated soldering iron I was using in the shop occasionally. Which, those suck, by the way. In my bag. I got lucky. I got a TSA agent that was apparently interested in getting into electronics. He found the soldering iron, and all he could ask me about was what I'd thought of it since he'd been looking at it. I don't think anyone even looked at the device in my checked bag. I'm guessing the story would be different if I had tried to bring it in my carry-on. This isn't malicious compliance. This is just compliance. I travel with a CPAP machine, so I just ask when I get to where the bins or what their policy is. Every airport seems to do it differently. My fave TSA experience. To be fair, the guy was halfway decent. Just not thinking. I had an expensive piece of electronic equipment for a project that I was flying with. Something like $7,000 worth. I open the case. Take it out. Turn it on. Yeah. We used to have to turn it on and prove it was whatever it was supposed to be. Explain its use. But the guy was really concerned about the little flat wrench that puts part of the device together. He really wanted me to check the whole device. He kept asking, "Do you need that part?" I showed him that yes. It puts an important piece on the device. I told him, it's for a project. It won't even come out of the overhead bin. It's not as if I'll be using it during the flight. He finally gave in. But only if I promised to leave it in the bin. Thank goodness. I really didn't want to put that in the hold. I thanked him. And then said, "Sorry. Just out of curiosity. What is it you think I could do with that wrench anyway?" One of those small flat wrenches similar to what comes with putting together a kid's bike. Dull edges. Aluminum. You could probably break it in two with enough leverage. He said, well, you could. Like, undo something. I had to walk away before I burst out laughing. All I could think was, it's on the wing! Exclamation mark. 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 I just put the hugest sex toys on top. Wrapped in plastic. Oh, I washed them all before packing.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.